Hello, lovely people. I welcome you once again to Bright and Clara's channel. Thank you all for clicking. This is episode 12 on a 7-bedroom house that we are putting up for our lovely client, and this project is located at Oyarifa. So it's been a while since I aired a video on the Oyarifa project because we have so many projects. So I have to just take my time and go to this side and go to that side and go to the other side. Now, this beautiful house was designed by Mr. Charles Bosompra. Okay, the name of the company is an architectural company. It's called the Impetus Build. Okay, the contact number is on the screen. You can contact him and he will get you any of the designs that you want. In your view is a breakdown of the cost estimate. Okay, the borehole estimate, as you see there, comprises of a lot. It's not just the borehole drilling. The borehole drilling itself is only 24,000. You understand? So there's a lot of details into that. So the total cost it's showing now, there has been some changes, okay, and so the estimate is going to change according to whatever that we have, inculcated into it. Any additional costs that have been factored in will also be updated on the estimate. So I welcome you back to Oyarifa, and this is where we are putting up the beautiful house. It's a 7-bedroom, very detailed, okay, very detailed analysis. And I think going forward, once we start the superstructure, I'm going to give you detailed analysis of each room, okay, all that it entails, every detail of it, the kitchen, the type of kitchen, okay, the boys' quarters, the dirty kitchen, or we say the traditional kitchen, all of that comes with it. I will be able to give you all the details so you can see the uniqueness of this beautiful 7-bedroom house. We estimated almost about 6,000 blocks for the foundation, okay, but that wasn't enough. We have to get some additional blocks, okay, because of the underground water tank. Sorry, had it not been that, I think the 6,000 block it's quite okay. The depth that was stipulated was 3 feet 6, but we have to make sure it was 4 feet, okay, 4 feet, and then 1 foot for the column. You understand? Yes, so it was very necessary. So achievably, the column is about 5 feet, the block work is 4 feet. Are you with me? It is very, very important. All architectural drawings comes with all the information, unless the architect is a lazy guy. You understand? Every information have been stipulated. The depth that you have to go is in the structural drawing section or columns. It have been stipulated. The thickness of the columns, the various types of column, all columns have been numbered. Either is F1, F2, or C1, C2, C3, C4, or C5. In case you need a borehole drilling guy, please contact my cousin Jonathan Amwa. He's a perfect guy. He does a reverse osmosis, okay? He sells all kinds of pumps. In case you need a pump, you can also contact him and he will do that for you. If you want to set up a pure water factory, you can always contact Mr. Jonathan Amwa for that purposes. All right? Okay, thank you. So like I'm saying, every drawing comes with all the details. Okay, so the mason should know how to read so they can interpret whatever that has been indicated in the drawing onto the ground. You understand? The thickness of the columns, the sizes of the columns, even when it comes to the steel bender. The steel fixer has got its section which called the bending schedule. In the bending schedule, it tells you the quantity of iron rods, the size of the iron bars or the reinforcement. Okay, if there's going to be a mesh, it should be indicated there. Okay, the beams. Okay, the ring sizes, all the mat, even the mat, the type of mat. Certain buildings requires that you use 16 mm for the mat, based on the load bearing that is sitting on it. You understand? So you can use 16 mm for a mat, you can use 18 mm for a mat, you can even use 20 mm for a mat. It all depends on the load calculation that the architect is going to do, which boils down to a structural engineer. A structural engineer is different from a draftsman. You understand? Yes. But then this current time, there are a lot of draftsmen in the system, and they are posing as though they are structural engineers, but they are not. We have a structural engineer, we have a draftsman. A draftsman always gets you the sketch. They can do all kinds of sketch. It looks beautiful. But to determine the load, the columns, the beams, it is always done by a structural engineer who have been trained and has a license in that regard. You understand? And so this building, the span, the weight, the load, everything has been calculated. So in case you need that architect, his name is Mr. Charles Bosompra. You can contact him and he will be of great service to you. Per our drawing, we are supposed to use 16 mm. Now, in my other videos, like Madam Lisa in London, I did mention in that video that I have noticed that most of these companies now, they tend to reduce the size of the iron rods. So now 16 mm does not even look as though it's 16 mm. So sometimes you have to be very careful. If not, your client is going to doubt you that you bought 16 mm. So be very careful. So if not, change the supplier, as one of my subscribers told me, change the supplier. Because some suppliers actually make calls to the factory and tell them, do this for me. Just like people going to China and fabricating their own materials, putting their name on it and bring it back. That is what some of the companies are doing. Reducing the size to maximize profit. You understand? And it's very, very bad. So 16 mm does not actually look like 16 mm anymore. So in place of 16 mm, you are tempted to go in for 18 mm and replace it with that. You understand? And then areas where you have to use 12 mm, you have to use 14 mm. You understand? If not, you're going to have problem, especially when you're putting up such a heavy duty, houses like this one. You need to, for me, I'm very, very particular about the type of iron rods, the sizes, the blocks, the cement. You understand? Yes, and it boils down to the mindset of the artisan who is working. Because some artisans, theirs is just lay the blocks, pay me, let me go. There's no, there's no passion, there's no love, there's no commitment, there's no dedication to what they are doing, to even go the extra mile, and ensuring that everything is per the drawing. And should anything go wrong, they should be able to even spot it out and correct it. You understand? And that is why I take key interest in whatever I do. I am very, very sensitive, very, very sensitive. Everything usually gets to me. And so when I'm working for people, I put in all my all. You understand? So when clients tends to behave otherwise, it makes me feel bad. Yeah, some clients are too petty, very petty, and sometimes it saddens my heart that the kind of person I am. I expect people to come clean with themselves. But sometimes that is how it is. When you position yourself into a business venture, people tend to do whatever want to do. They want to talk to you anyhow. And that's how the system is. But self-respect is good. Always respect yourself so you can respect others. You understand? Respect yourself so you can respect others. And I think that is the best way to go. All right. So once we are done with the block work, now the carpenter has to board all the columns, as you can see. Okay. Yes, this is the normal procedure. Once we finish the footings block work, this is footings. We call them footings. This is a footing or starter. You understand? So this is the footing block work, and then the footing pillars or starter pillars and mat. Now the carpenter has placed the boards around the columns or the pillars. Once they've been cast, we're going to remove them and then proceed with the bitumen waterproof coating. Bitumen waterproof coating comes in various forms. There are different brands in the market. You understand? Whichever one that you feel you want, please let me know ahead of time when I'm preparing the estimate. Because the one that I use is okay. I have studied it. It is reasonable based on the price. And the quality is also good. You understand? And that is what I use in preparation of my estimate for everybody. Now, some clients would prefer some other brands of bitumen waterproof coating. When that happens, you have to pre-inform me so I can get the price from the market and put it in the estimate. It shouldn't be like along the line and then the client will come and say, hey, stop, I want you to use this one. Okay, then it means that we have to go back, prepare another estimate, and then you send the money, we go to the market, go and buy it, and then come and continue the work. There's a delay. There's a clear delay there because now we can't do anything unless we go to the market. But before we go to the market, we have to prepare the estimate. You have to send the money. We don't know how long it's going to take you to send the money. Once you send the money, and then we go to the market, get it, and then work continues. But if payment can be done within a minute, it means that there's no just a day, maybe a day or two. Are you with me? Yes, it is very, very important. So all people that are watching, or perhaps if you are asking someone to build for you, whatever you need, pre-inform them ahead of time. So it is factored into their estimate, or whatever you need, they need to prepare those estimates for you. And then once work begins, they can move smoothly. You understand? For me, my objective is to make a difference. I am making a difference by doing all this. You understand? It is a business venture, so I don't joke with it. It's not as if, oh, I'm doing a charity work. No, this is a business venture. And so it is very, very important that you pay attention to details. This is someone's hard-earned money, and so you must tread cautiously and ensuring that everything works perfectly. If not, my reputation, my brand, okay, yes, my personality, everything is in shambles. And I can't afford to lose my respect to just a mere $2 or $5. You see, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Quality materials, quality of the blocks, quality of the cement, quality of the iron rods, and experienced artisans. Now, we're still battling with the underground water tank because the rains that poured previously is still sitting in there in the tank. The guy who is supposed to come and do the suction had a problem with his pump, and so we are still waiting for him to do that. In the meantime, we are contemplating with the client as to whether if it is necessary to have an underground water tank. Now, that is a question I'm posing to you. Is it necessary to have an underground water tank? I want to drop your comment. What is the main reason why we should have an underground water tank? What will be the benefit? What are the pros and cons of having an underground water tank? Okay, drop your comments so we can all brainstorm it. Okay, for me, I think we don't need an underground water tank. I have my reasons, but I'm not going to tell you now. I want you to drop your comment, and so we can all dialogue and brainstorm it, and then come up with the best option. All right. In the meantime, the pillars will be cast, and then we're going to start with the bitumen waterproof coating, which will be done for the inside and then the outside. So this is going to take a lot of bitumen. You can imagine the partitionings are more. The external walls are just straight. Okay, just the length times the breadth. But here within, there are a lot of partitionings. So it's going to take a lot of bitumen. And then also, bitumen does not come just alone. It comes with a thinner or tapping time. You have to, dilute it. You understand? To soften it so that it becomes something. It becomes a bit liquid, so you can put the brush in there and paint the walls. Are you with me? So tapping time or thinner, and then brush. One thing about the brush is with time, the brush becomes hard. You have to throw it away and get another brush. That's one funny thing about this bitumen waterproof coating. If you love this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you've not, and then write to me in case you need my services. From me to you, shalom. God bless you wherever you are. Bye-bye.